We're basically building it to go out and tear some stuff up,
Yeah.
have a little fun,
Sling a little dirt.
sling a little dirt. Well, we've got a Chevrolet 4-bolt main that has been bored 30 over and plate honed. We're going to install the crank, the rods, and the pistons and measure the deck height so that we know what to shave off to get this thing to 0 deck height clearance on top of pistons to get a compression as high as we can within the boundary of the rules allowed.
Are we gonna say what it's being built for? We didn't originally, but now plans have kind of changed.
Yeah, it's being built for a dirt limited stock, hobby stock Camaro.
Because our, I guess, local track has now.
What's a little quick overview of the rules? What would they run? 450 lift and flat tap it only, I think. Is that right?
Yeah. 450, not quite 5.0 lift.
I thought it was 490 was a
Yeah,
max.
it's
Yeah,
490.
Okay.
I think 490 is max lift. Has to be a solid, or a hydraulic flat tap it.
Okay.
Vortec heads. I mean, it's still got to be GM.
Yeah, it's got to be all steel,
Yeah.
all GM.
Iron Vortec heads.
Yeah. You are allowed aluminum intake.
2-barrel carburetor.
Yeah.
And 2-barrel.
2-barrel.
And is it 2-barrel open or specific?
I don't know. It was Rochester at the track that closed.
Yeah.
Got to check the rules at the other tracks.
Okay.
Yep.
If flat tap or flat tops only.
Yep.
With
2-valve relief flat tops.
yeah, we got some parts.
Yeah, so we got the
I think you can only run I-beam rods.
Speed Pro,
Yeah.
typical run-of-the-mill flat top 2 relief, floating pins.
And it pretty much has to be,
And a standard,
even though it's bored 30 over, it still has to be relatively close to stock bore and stroke. Because it's a
Yeah.
360 cubic inch rule.
yeah, so 30 on a 350 will put you at 355.
Right.
Yeah.
Stock type rod.
Yeah, stock type rod. So we got your Scat I-beam sportsman rod.
Standard 5.7. Can't run 6-inch.
Yeah, right.
Supposedly.
Yeah. Supposedly. Just like supposedly it's a 360 only cubic inch rule.
Yeah. Supposedly.
But the whole class is designed to be affordable
Yeah.
for
Entry level class, so to speak. Not really entry level because they think they got a real street stock style class below this one. It's kind of intermediate class.
So that's what we're doing, is trying to figure out the deck height. So
Yep.
we can go back to the machine shop and have them take a whack off of it.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get probably 3 sets of bearings in the mains just to hold the crank. We're gonna put piston and rod on all 4 corners. That's all we're gonna need, instead of mocking up the whole engine now, because we're gonna tear it apart anyway. So we're not actually fitting anything. We're gonna measure the piston projection on all 4, well, side to side, all 4 corners. We'll know if the block, how much it needs to be cut, and if it needs to be cut more on one end or the other. Sometimes they vary. So, we just need to know that.
Mm.
And like Chip said, we're looking for 0 deck height. And we'll be searching for a 40 thousandths gasket compressed. So that's our goal.
I think they got a rule too on how much you can cut the head.
Supposedly 62 cc.
Yeah.
And realistically, that
62 is not going to get that with a flat top piston and 2 release.
Yeah,
You're
but-
not even going to get near that. So
Not,
I would
not
say you're gonna probably end up in the 10.5 range.
10.5, 11, which is even better because it's easier on the engine. But the dirt being the all equalizer, it's gonna come down to setup on the car,
Oh yeah.
track conditions. All we want to do is be able to carry the RPMs into the corner.
Yeah.
Keep that momentum up with what you got, and you be able to hang right in there.
Yeah, and we're not racing for the championship. We'll try to, if I hit one race a month, we hit one race a month.
That's still a lot of racing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just go have fun.
What's your holding technique?
Holding technique is
What you getting ready to paint?
old card plaques, race event plaques. I sit them in the vise
That you didn't win.
so it don't damage the surface of the rod.
Yeah, they make an actual rod vise to do this. And that requires another tool that needs to be purchased when you could just use this.
Right.
Not the professional way.
So for those of you at home, you notice how when I grab the rod, it's across the bottom of the rod. You wouldn't want to grab the rod in the vise by the beam. So when you start loosening your bolts,
You'll twist
the
the
rod will
main.
twist.
Right.
Yeah.
So, just an easy way of getting around it when you don't have the correct tool.
Does anybody have the correct tool?
Oh, everybody else that makes, posts to show the correct orientation of everything. And they will be the first to correct us for doing it wrong.
Oh
But it-
yeah.
But it fits the whole theme of
I'll be the first to tell them to get a life.
hobby stock build.
Well, this is where we do everything. And we call this the upstairs part of the building. It has anybody took a grand tour of this place? We got a small milling machine here that'll get us out of much trouble. It's an old Inco model. We got auto feed on it. That's about as high tech as it gets. It does the job. Over here is second op lathe. We can't thread bolts. We can't auto feed our cuts because it being a second op lathe, it was just made basically for face work, finishing after a part had already been made. So, this would have been.
It was on a Navy ship.
Like on a Navy ship.
Yeah.
The part would go here, its last cut, on a face or something like that, and down the line it went.
Yeah, you're not going to make a long cut with that thing because it does have quite a bit of run out in it once you...
It does. It does.
Yeah.
We
It's,
just leave it like that.
yeah.
I could talk for a long time about that.
it gets the job
So-
done for what we do here.
Yeah, most things that we do here are perfect.
if you didn't know the way that they got done, you would never know.
Yes.
Master of disguise.
Matter of fact, a buddy of ours is an actual professional machinist, and he can't watch us in here machining. He just has to leave the room. So.
One step above the Pakistanis out there in
yeah, that's what we got going on here.
in
At
the parking lot.
least we have a dirt floor building. They just have dirt floor.
Hey, I'm impressed with them guys can machine 14.
Ain't that the truth?
So in here we do, well, like on our other videos with VW machine work, the line boring gets done in here most of the time.
It was done on the floor.
Yeah, right there in
there.
the doorway. That's especially useful when cutting the thrust on the bug case. So when the tail of the block will stick out and you can swing the handle around, because that's pretty much a hand operation.
Precision measured in width.
Oh
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, we got all kinds of VW gadgets in here to hold the head straight on that little mill, and a lot of homemade tools, to be honest with you. This over here is a honing plate, which one my brother and I made for honing water cooled Volkswagen engines, like
A Rabbit engine.
yeah, Rabbit engine, Rabbit Scirocco Jetta. Once the boring is done, you bolt that sucker down on the block, and it's the same thickness as the standard head. So you use stock head bolts.
You use the head bolts that you're actually
Yeah,
going to
you
use with
the
the.
head bolts
Yeah.
that you're going to use, and the gasket. And that'll stress the block, and you'll be able to hone straight.
Yeah.
Pretty cool tool.
It was made in early '90s, probably. Yeah, I mean, y'all made it.
Yeah, probably so. Probably around '89 or so, we made this.
Got used maybe twice and's been a paperweight
Now we
ever
use it
since.
to hold stuff up higher on the milling machine.
yeah,
It's
Multi-purpose.
yeah.
Now it's a spacer block.
It's been sitting right there in that spot since 2009 that I know of.
Yeah,
And-
the only thing that I've used it for here would be to get some more height on that on the deck of that machine. So,
A one-time use tool.
yeah, but gosh, man, just the block of aluminum these days probably run about $300 or $400, I guess.
Yeah.
And then that was night after night of machining to get it right.
On a manual machine.
Manual machines,
Yeah.
yes, that's our MO. Manual machines.